if Mo Salah
I just want to play soccer tactics on the field.
it's fine. Just leave me and this Timothy. This Timothy is talking about Manchester.
Good evening, Africa. Welcome to This is African Football with me, Elasto Capoeja. So much to talk about tonight. Mouth-watering show. I can tell you that wherever you are, stay tuned. Of course, high on the list, it is that issue again that raised its ugly head, talking about racism. We saw it, of course, in the UEFA Champions League. Would it ever come to an end? Is it been taken seriously? The guys are here to make sure that they take us through that. The coach winning everything in Egypt. I think we all know what has been happening to one of our own coming from here, the southern region, Coach Pitso Mosimane, taking everything that is on offer there in North Africa. Yes, we saw one player we all know about him, Aubameyang, really speaking the truth, being fined for speaking the truth. It only happens here in Africa. We are going to look at that as well. Some visa issues regarding the CAF Champions League matches that were played over the weekend, some teams not being able to turn up and so much. These and more on this show tonight, but I can never be able to go through this on my own. I think I've got the two gentlemen that know it all when it comes to African football. Timothy Batabayero on my right-hand side, and of course, Greg Itafia. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. A pleasure to be with you. I've missed you, but always great to be in your midst. How are you, Mr. Timothy Badabaire?
I'm very good.
Yes.
Good to see you, to welcome you back on this African show. And Etafia, my colleague, looking forward to a wonderful, what a fulfilled discussion of football.
No,
yes.
It's nice to have you back, Mr. Lasto. Yes. Now, because today we're playing three at the back. I think, you be the sweeper. It's very important.
I think this
the angle says it all.
The fact that there's only two tonight, I can tell you, it gives us enough time. I can tell you, no holds bars tonight. But gentlemen, let's get straight into it. Talking about this issue of racism. We saw it again, Greg Itafia, in the Champions League. We've seen it in Europe, in whatever competition there is. This is a prestigious competition when you talk about the CAF Champions League. But an incident happened in Turkey. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so unfortunate, and in this age, we're still having those situations. I mean, there's a Romanian fourth official, which, I mean, he wants to describe someone, and all he can do is saying that that's black one there. I mean, I just think, for me, it's unfortunate situation. I mean, credit to the players, for them to walk out of the pitch, But for me, I think UEFA, FIFA, even CAF, we need to include them in this issue. They need to do more in terms of, to stop this racism. You can have that. You can say that in terms of the fans doing that to players. But now, when you have an official, doing that to, I mean, to a coach, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I don't think we should condone that. But at the same time, the players for PSG and the players from the Turkey team, Turkey team, I think they did very well. They didn't really know the situation, what was happening, But I mean, Dembaba, is it Dembaba? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Dembaba was there. I mean, he took it, head on. Confronting the fourth official and tried to explain to him, you don't need to do that, you don't need to say that because. And everybody understood, including the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, and I mean, it was a stand, and which I think was a good one, for I mean, to stop this racism something. I think it was a good stand for both teams.
Good stand, Timothy. we are used to fans throwing banana peels on the pitch. Even their own players, some of the fans, we've seen an incident where teammates actually, just because they have different colors, really, again abusing fellow teammates. But this time around, it comes from a match official directed to a coach. And of course, we saw both sides taking a stand. Players, Demba Ba, one of them, Senegalese, former Senegalese international, of course, having played in England, I'm sure there must have been some experiences that just came to him and just standing up. And it was not only him who stood up, like what Greg Itafi has said, but it doesn't seem as if we are winning this battle against racism.
Last night, I took a second thought to contemplate and think about what could go through this fourth official when he said, that black man. It was in that situation where he was trying to show a point to the referee to exactly identify the person he's referring to. And he did use a statement like the black man. Now, in that moment, I'm asking myself, was it intentional? Was it a loss of moment on his part that he used a description as a black person? And I'm asking myself, to what extent are we going to heal society when it comes to racism? Because when it comes to racism, the moment they say, you're a black man, you take offense, even when without understanding the background under which somebody is saying you're a black man. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm a black person. Now, how is it racist on my part? When they say, you're a monkey, but I'm not a monkey, to what extent am I going to take that? Am I going to hear him say that and take an opportunity to educate that person not to do that? The reaction following the fallout was commendable in the fight against racism. But I want to understand to what extent, if I can have an opportunity to hear from this fourth official exactly what was going through his mind, then we can be able to have a better understanding of this fight against racism. What the players did, and actually I want to commend the referee, because the players did go to make consultation with the center referee, and I think he okayed their decision to walk off. And I think that's very commendable, because the center referee acknowledged their fight against racism, and then FIFA has to come forward and show leadership. You mentioned the need for CAF to make a contribution. CAF being CAF, we are always lacking. Whenever our players are being discriminated against, we don't always take a firm stand. So I don't expect them, with this current leadership of CAF that we have today, to make an impact regarding racism.
Commendable indeed. Timothy, you mentioned the fact that you could see from both sides, Greg Itafia, your Demba Bars I've just mentioned, players, really boycotting, deciding not to continue with the game. And I think we are seeing this more often, where really it doesn't become so much of now the importance of the football game, but now you look at this racism that everyone is trying to fight against, but of course in some quarters we are still struggling with that. Now, Timothy mentions now organizations like our governing body in Africa, which is CAF. There is of course the higher bodies, which is FIFA. There is of course CAF's counterparts, that is UEFA. And I think a lot has been happening in this confederation, that is UEFA, where a lot of players coming from Africa or any parts of the world that have different colors to the Europeans, that they seem to get this raw deal. But again, what needs to be done, Craig Itafi?
There's a lot of things need to be done. I think in terms of the CAF, because they have a seat in
at FIFA.
So I think they need to voice out. They need to, because most of the African players going to play in European country, they need to protect them in terms of voicing out in with using their seat,
Yes.
to voice their concern. And I feel, after that incident happened in Paris, the likes of Eto'o, really, came out in the social media, commend Dembaba, what he has done in terms of standing up and, voicing his concern, but apart from that, there's a lot of things need to be done because the association in the CAF, UEFA and FIFA, they need to be more bigger sanction in terms of, during those days when you play at World Cup, you don't see it often. We only see it in this Champions League Confederation, in this European.
European competitions, club competitions.
Yeah,
yes.
and most of the time you start in the likes of in countries like Russia, but now. There's a scenario that happened in England not 2 days back. Miwo against I forgot. Kipier. Yeah, some
was an incident, yes.
there was a racism. Some they try to stand in that situation, but some are standing, some are kneeling down.
Yes,
Even in cricket, with the South African against
South Africa,
England,
yes,
and
yes.
the South Africans are the ones that are saying that they don't want to take a knee. So you can look it 2 ways. Some people try to sort the situation. And some people are saying that, no, it's not our business. But you see, I think it's not only into soccer. I think it's generally in society, you need to go in a bigger picture. You need to educate a lot of people, let them know that, this man is not different from you. Yeah. And going back to the Paris game, I think, they try to convince them to come after about 30 minutes. The two teams say, no. If this thing's going to continue like this, they will take it for granted. Let us, stand our ground, and this is what we don't want. And the good part about it is the likes of, Mbappe, Neymar. There's a lot of big stars in that two team, and they came out and it was one voice, and which was commendable from both teams, including the coaches from both sides too. I think there's a lot of things we need to do. We need to go away from, on the pitch. You need to go off the pitch to educate a lot of people. Now you even take it to the extent that, okay, now there's no fans. Before you really say that, okay, fans, the other team can provoke the other team players, just to get that thing out of them. But now,
I think, gentlemen, Greg, sorry to cut you there.
Yeah.
I think I think the players' team have spoken. The players have shown solidarity.
Yeah.
The players really have taken a stand. We've seen that. You mentioned the likes of Samuel Eto'o and so forth, but we can't say the same about the officials themselves.
Yeah.
We are not seeing them boycotting, taking a stand. They are more than happy to attend FIFA conference.
No, they have to go
They are
because
more
the
than
pocket need
happy.
to be full.
But they've got a platform team where they also could strongly take a stand against racism. Now we're talking about the CAF in confederation, but at the moment it seems as if they've allowed African players that are playing in Europe that you deal with it. We are fine here in Africa. Yes.
On African continent, there's always the players playing in Europe who are always representing Africa, not the CAF administration. The CAF administration, they are always busy with other issues. They will come. They are more. We shall hear more about them in their shenanigan business of funds disappearing and everything like that. But when it comes to leadership, we are lacking. When there was the mention, when the likes of Eto'o were standing up, CAF was silent. So even at this moment in time, when we have the president of Turkey, Erdogan, coming out and condemning racism, we're still having CAF silent in this moment in time. So we should not expect much from CAF, but if the players in Europe of African descent are taking a stand, I think that's I think a good step in the right direction. Until such a time when we get proper leadership at CAF, then we can have to present our issues even at the FIFA Council, because from where I'm sitting, it looks at that seat at the FIFA Council is just a thank you vote for voting wisely for the FIFA president.
Maybe at the moment it's actually a leaderless CAF as well. We don't even know who is the one who's going to speak on our behalf, in terms of condemning what has happened. Gentlemen, we now a little bit change tact here and look at what is happening closer to home. Talking about, here's a coach who has gone to Egypt. Really, maybe yes, the pedigree is there. Yes, having done it all here in South Africa, in his home country, but finds himself in this daunting environment, but continues to deliver. Tell us about the achievements. of Coach Pitso Mosimane? Must we call him coach or doctor? We must try. Can we call him Dr. Pitso Mosimane? I think he deserves a doctorate of football.
One of the institutions
With what he has achieved.
Not so quick. He has done well,
Yes.
He has done well. But
What do you mean
not
not so quick?
Not so quick.
What
For
do you
now,
mean?
not so quick.
He's a doctor.
Why?
Let him start a season. Let him start a full season.
Oh, wait a minute. You are
Wait,
bringing something here.
yeah.
No. Are you saying that
Yeah.
what he has achieved, you cannot fully credit him for that?
Okay.
Taffy, what are you talking about?
Let me go for the Champions League.
Yeah.
He came in when they were in semi-finals.
Yes.
He still have to win the games.
Yes.
He did that. But I'm just saying that, you can credit him for the cups he has won, but give him a full season.
Taffy, I want to
everything starts
understand
afresh.
why.
The whole teams, they have maybe there's changes, other teams in terms of coaching,
Yes.
in terms of players. You have your own player. They say, okay, Pitso, you can start the team afresh. I think from there we can judge.
I think.
Okay, I think let me answer him with a question. I want you are going to elaborate on it. Now, this club, our Ackley, Timothy, if you look at the last couple of years where they've been knocking on the door as far as wanting to win the Champions League is concerned.
Yes.
And if you look at where they normally get stuck or they don't progress, it's normally from the semi-finals. They always find it hard to progress from the semi-final. The group stages, they get buys, they always win those group games. So here's Pitso who comes where others have failed. And he comes and I can say like a walk in the park. He gets to the final.
Taffy is just being
and he
economical
wins.
with,
So surely
with
for
this
me-
congratulatory message to Pitso Mosimane.
So for me, I'm
because
like,
for me,
here's a coach who has actually succeeded where a lot of these former coaches of this club have failed.
credit to Pitso Mosimane. One, he's taking over a club that knows nothing like second best.
Yes.
From a high pedigree coach, he comes inheriting a team that is full of pedigree at a very crucial stage of the Champions League, and then he's able to steer them to the finals, and then winning the finals. The management style of handling that transition and winning the Champions League, which they were not even defending, credit should go to him.
So what about the guy that took them from all the whole games they played, the success,
No.
the other games
I
they
don't
played
think.
to that
I don't
semi-finals?
think. I don't think
The
in
thing
football
is-
we remember the
thing is,
second
Greg
best.
Itafia, is
We're
that
giving him credit.
No.
For
We're
what?
giving him
No,
credit.
For what?
I think
taking
we-
them
no,
to
you
win.
you are not giving him full credit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you are saying
No.
that to some extent
Yeah.
he succeeded
Etafia.
because you are looking at the stage at where he entered the fray.
Thank you.
Etafia.
That's my argument.
Etafia. It's very interesting when he's beating a coach who had a full season, but he could not take the Champions League.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now you are
There you
telling
go.
me he shouldn't take full credit. What are we talking about? So there's a coach who has had the whole
Because
season.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
full
yeah.
team.
There's a
And
coach.
he cannot
Wait.
beat a coach who has just come in for a few games.
Let me give you.
What are we talking about here?
Let me give you.
No,
We're giving him a
Greg Itafia, I
credit.
think
We're
Which
giving him a
credit?
credit.
No.
No, we are giving him a credit.
No,
But
credit.
what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
you are playing 2 games. Okay, 4 games. No, 3 games actually.
yes.
Semi-finals,
Yes,
double
two,
leg,
yes.
and 1 final.
Yeah, 2 legs.
And someone that plays from
Maybe 5-6
Etafia.
games.
6 games. So what are we saying there?
Etafia, let me first spice up the thing.
Yeah.
You know, in South Africa we have the MTN League. You
Yeah.
understand? You only play about 3-4 games.
Yes,
and you're in the finals. So you are telling me if a coach wins that, then it should not count.
No, he started the league. He started the whole from the beginning. We are saying that. I am saying that.
So he started
didn't
from the semi-finals.
That's what I'm saying. I said we give him credit for winning the trophy.
No, but
not
let
full
me
credit.
tell you.
Credit
Not
cannot
full
be
credit.
partial.
Timothy, let me
He has
come
to
in
be
there.
No, credit. No,
we
no,
are
no.
giving him 70%.
No,
70%.
credit. It can never be partial.
No, just
70%.
to
No,
finish
it's-
this one. That is why maybe Greg Itafia, some people are saying that it's not so much of a treble
Yeah.
that Pitso Mosimane has won because now it is the league.
The league was already won before.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
he comes in.
No.
He comes
What are we
in
talking
where the
about?
league, mathematically,
It's
it
gone.
was not yet
Yeah.
won. He
Yeah,
had
no,
no
okay, yeah,
shot.
mathematically, yeah.
Mathematically, team,
Yeah.
still other teams could have come and still overtook our Ackley. He wins the league.
Yeah.
He wins the CAF Champions League,
Yeah.
of which you were saying it was only at the semi-finals. He wins the Egyptian Cup.
Yeah, that's when you give him full
Yes.
credit. Yeah.
So in looking at the coach, that if you look at what he did with Sundowns last season in the CAF Champions League, he's a coach as well who, I think the group stages, he took care of them. Qualified all the way to the semi-final. But anyway, it's a debate for another day. Now, let's look at another angle of the success of Coach Pitso Mosimane, where now we are looking at possible offers, gentlemen, that are even coming from Europe. Is it something that the coach, I mean, we've lamented the fact that we are not seeing our African coaches. Some of them, he has played in Europe himself, really getting those opportunities. There are few that can come to mind. But there is Pitso Mosimane. I think it's most likely that there will be teams in Europe that would be vying for his signature. Definitely. Is it something that he should consider?
For me, for now, I think he must get a full season with Alale.
Okay, Mr. Full Season.
Because Alale is a big team.
You want him to be there for a full season?
Full season. Now we can judge him. But for the good thing he has done in terms of opening a lot of opportunities for other coaches coming from the southern region, from the western, everywhere. Just to have that belief, when he went there was a big pressure on him. He needed to change the style of play, because Alale is that kind of, it's a big team that even though they win, they need to win with style.
They have to dominate.
Yeah, they have to dominate and win in style. And he did that. He imposed his own style of play.
Yeah.
You have to stamp your authority. It's like.
So now he takes full authority. Full credit there now.
Once interview he made, he said, there was, he has all those ingredients in that team, but he needed to pick out the nice ones, the bad ones, and put them away. What they won the league with was good, but you need to add his own, his own spice, those, when you cook egusi soup, you need to put those small things inside there. So he added some things that make the team, even to the extent, even the players that are not playing, they're happy with him. Those things, those credits must be given to Pitso, because for you as a coach, you add those elements in your coaching.
So if I'm hearing you, if I'm hearing you correctly, you are admitting. Now you're giving him full credit.
Not full credit. I agree with you. I said 70%.
70%. No, Timothy.
For him to get that 70%, it's just things that he did.
Yes. There's your 70%. You are watching This Is African Football. Hopefully, wherever you are enjoying the show. I'm with Timothy Batabayre and Craig Itafia, of course. Tim, this issue of... we don't know where Pitso Mosimane will end up, honestly. If you look at already this success in a very short period of time. It doesn't happen every day that somebody goes to a club of Ali's caliber. And straight away, yes, there are different cultures. So many have failed. Mitchell with Zamalek went there, but still we could see things were not going as well as they've happened with Pitso Mosimane. But now it opens the doors for that possible European move. Is he a coach who's ready to take the Europe? Or does he need to maybe stay a couple of seasons in North Africa before he can consider going to Europe? Or is a coach who, on the instant, he can be able to deliver, irrespective of where he's coaching?
The Pitso Mosimane I know is a loyal servant to his bosses, who is always honoring his contracts. He hardly moves without honoring his contract. So it's interesting. He has got a dream to coach in Europe. That is his ultimate goal, to coach in Europe. Where he is, opportunities will always avail themselves, provided he's still winning and performing well. The fact of the matter is that he believes in what he knows, and the results are there to back his belief. So it's a matter of time that he will be able to go to Europe. At this moment in time, I really doubt that whatever price tag, Al Hartley will release him. Even if a European team comes at this moment.
Timothy Batabayre says, no, it will take something huge for Coach Pitso Mosimane to leave our club. But I can tell you, he's got the right qualifications, he's got the right experience. Pitso can coach in Europe right now. I've seen so many coaches there in Europe that are battling, that are not anywhere near Coach Pitso Mosimane. Gentlemen, now talking about our athlete. We've mentioned now, this team that wants to take everything. They've done that in Egypt. They've done that on the continent. Now, they are pushing. They want Serino, the Sundowns midfielder. Now, if you look at Serino, you might say, yes, now I think that interest now, he has been even made more with the move of Pitso Mosimane, because they are saying that we started courting this player before even Pitso Mosimane became our head coach. Must he go? Must he stay?
With the age, 29 years old, for me, I think it's the right time to move. I mean, going change environment. He has experienced everything in South Africa. He has.
But why must he leave Sundowns to go to our?
Because the coach that brought him to Sundowns is in Al.
Is he following the coach?
No, but
you don't. You play for yourself. Sometimes there's coaches.
Let me first correct you, Etafia.
Okay.
Let me first correct you.
Yeah.
Pitso Mosimane never knew that he was gonna coach Al Hatri.
Okay.
He did convince Serino to sign for 5 years at Sundowns.
Okay.
So there is no way you can say that you want. In this moment,
a contract, you can sign 10 years, you can sign 100 years. If a team wants you, they will get you.
No.
Before coming from Europe,
no, it's not that.
You understand? This was the one that convinced him to say, okay, come and play for Sundowns.
Etafia.
And he's saying now that, okay, Pitso has gone. He haven't played for Sundowns this season.
It doesn't matter.
And Sundowns are doing well without him.
Until he...
for Sundowns to catch him, to cash in,
yes.
I mean, to get what they spent from him.
Etafia.
They have to.
Etafia.
This is the right time
No.
for Sundowns to cash
Etafia, let me tell you something.
Yes, Tim.
It's 5 years. The player has no right to stand...
Mr. Tim.
No,
Your yes doesn't
wait,
count.
okay. Let me hear him.
He
about
cannot
the
make
plan.
demands. Actually, if his representatives were smart enough, they would have engaged Sundowns better than they have done. Because the issue about Sundowns, it's not money. Because Museveni, yes,
it's not money.
As Sundowns, to stand for the principle of Sundowns, they will just say, no, give us $90 million.
No, you have to be reasonable.
No, it's not
you
about,
have to
that's
check.
what I'm saying.
When a team wants to play,
that's what I'm saying. Players
you as a club, you need to be reasonable. You check the age, you check what you have spent.
Age does not play soccer, Etafia.
No, age in terms of when you're going to a team that want to cash in too from you because they want him. Basically, if you go to Al Ahly, or if he played Champions League for Sundowns, there's no need Al Ahly will buy him because already what Al Ahly stands for in terms of the league, they always dominate that league in Egypt. They want to dominate in terms of the Champions League. They have the 9th one now. They want to go for the 10th one. They want to go for the club championship. So there's a lot of things Serino will benefit from. And he has a coach that believes in him and want to implement.
No, but gentlemen,
those are all facts.
But gentlemen, now looking at the two clubs, and maybe looking at the two leagues, and looking at because if you look at Sundowns, PSL, and the Egyptian Premier League, are there any differences there?
No. For me, I think you can't.
Yes, they've won the CAF Champions League, but so is Sundowns.
So are Sundowns too.
They've won
but how many times?
You can't compare. Yes, you can't compare Sundowns.
9 and
one.
So
no, there's
undisputed.
It's like
undisputed.
You are talking like Nigeria against Uganda. You can't compare Nigeria and Uganda.
What do you mean? There are two countries.
No. Playing wise, you can't say Nigeria and Uganda. There's Nigeria here, there's Uganda
tournament.
So it's like that.
There's no you can compare.
You can't compare Nigeria and Uganda.
No, why not? You play in the same tournament.
Okay. All right. I hope you who's watching can compare Nigeria and Uganda. All right, gentlemen. Now looking at there's a player as well in the Sundowns fold.
Yeah.
A similar player. I mean, the reigning PSO DStv PS Premiership Player of the Year.
Yeah.
That is Zwane. You look at him and Serino now. Why is not Al Ahly going after Zwane?
Tell me. Because of the age. He is 33.
No, Zwane is 31.
31, sorry. Serino is 29.
29.
You know the Europeans. And Al Ahly, they think...
Etafia.
Is there a difference there?
There's a big difference.
Etafia.
What I can produce for you in 2 years.
No, but what Zwane has achieved, and the players, comparing, remove the age.
Yeah.
Look at the players.
Yeah, the players. Okay,
let me
talk
about
the players.
Both players. Who would you choose?
Etafia.
You want to choose one?
Yes, who would you sign?
For now?
Yes.
Serino.
Serino.
Etafia, age does not play soccer. Otherwise, Ibrahimovic would be on this table discussing football.
No, Ibrahimovic don't run. He just stayed at the pass.
No, but he's a player.
So
Yeah.
Tim,
At
so
AC
Tim,
Milan.
between
So,
the two players.
Who you
No,
choose?
no.
Because our could
yeah,
have. Even Coach Pitso Mosimane, he knows the
Listen,
players very well, both of them.
These are all extraordinarily good
Yeah.
players.
Yes.
You can't compare the two. They bring a different contribution to the team. Serino, coming from the left, getting inside. You have got the likes of Zwane coming from midfield, false 9 and 10. They are completely two different players, and both players have contributed to the betterment of each other. So for me, having both in the team is a plus. You can't compare.
Choose
No,
one,
the
choose
question
one, choose
is
one. Yeah.
which one? Because our Ackley clearly have chosen one.
So you can't compare because they have already chosen.
Choose one.
No,
Timothy.
no, I'm saying
no,
that
no,
if
no.
it was you, who would you go for?
I would go for Zwane.
You would go for one. Why?
Yes. One, for me, is his intellect in getting from the midfield to join up
Does he have
to finish the goal.
an edge over Serino?
I
Laston.
want to use
Mr.
age
Laston.
as a major factor
Mr.
because
Laston.
one thing I'm looking at the team that wants this player to contribute to his success, not to contribute to when they're gonna sell him. So at this moment in time, age is out of the window.
Yeah, yeah.
In my
I don't
view.
think
at this moment
you are
in time,
right because
I
our
need to
Ackley
use
is not
him.
a team that sells players.
No,
as
it
well.
doesn't.
Yeah. They're
It
just
want-
for them.
they want the
yes.
result there and
So
then.
you are saying that
It's
Zwane
not-
fits that bill.
It's not a building team.
Yeah, so Zwane fits the bill for you.
You go there,
No,
give
Mr.
what
Laston,
you can give.
This
If you
coach
can't
have
give,
coached
you're
both
out.
players.
Yeah.
The coach have coached both players, and you know what they can do. But for the style of play of Alali now, they need Serino to come there to add more spice there.
Then is Zwane.
That is I'm talking about Alali.
You say yes, they need a Serino
to add more spice.
than is Zwane. Because
Which
That's
spice?
why- that's why Pitso-
which spice is different from the one of the South African spice to be in Egypt, from Zwane. When we're talking about
For me,
spicing things,
the coach have coached
Zwane
the
is not
coach have
seen in
coached both
Egypt.
of them. The coach have coached both of them. I know what they can do. But for now, what they need at the moment.
But who is a better player?
You can't say there's a better player. Who can contribute?
Who is a better player, Serino or Zwane?
They're both different.
You're not
different
answering my
players.
question. Who is a better player?
The two of them are better.
Tim.
But if it's to choose one. So choose one for Ali.
Yes.
Serino.
Oh, so for our Ali is Serino.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Sundance, Zwane.
Is Zwane.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Tim? Look, I think it's a difficult choice. Even for our viewers, I'm sure it is a difficult
Zwane should remain at
option.
Sundown.
Yeah.
Then Serino goes.
Yeah. Hopefully, when Sundowns meets our Ackley in the CAF Champions League 2022-2021, I mean, we'll be able to see who is the better player between the two. But yeah, it's a difficult, of course, question and choice to make both very, very good players.
Yeah.
On any given day, they can kill any team.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that. That is why they contributed to that success of Sundowns winning a treble. And of course, the tutelage of Pitso Mosimane, who went to Egypt and still repeated the same fate with Ackley. All right, it is CAF time. If you talk about our favorite CAF gentleman, looking at another brilliant striker, prolific striker, doing very well. Not very well this time around. I think I'm talking about Aubameyang, the Arsenal captain. Yeah, there's been criticism regarding his form. But anyway, we're not talking so much about his form, Craig Itafia. We're talking about what he posted on his social media platform, really voicing his disgust at the way that his Gabonese team was treated when they were on their way to play against Gambia. Spending almost the whole night at the airport and really trying to find places where they would be using their bags as pillows to make sure that they find a nice rest. And because of that, he posted pictures about that. But CAF was not happy about that.
Yeah, I think the CAF, they feel like there's other China you can, voice his concern. But I think Gambia, I think they're trying to pay back what they call it. What they call it?
To appeal.
No, not appeal. I mean the team Aubameyang,
Gabon.
What Gabon
Yes.
did to them.
Yes.
This. I mean, this is the return leg because you have this in Africa every time. When you arrive at the airport, they try to check because I mean the situation we are now is a difficult situation. You need to follow the protocol in terms of the COVID and everything. So the Gambians are saying that no. produce so things because we need to see it. You know, the head organization in terms of in Gambia. This the Gabonese are saying that no, we took our COVID test. I mean, 72 hours, if I'm not mistaken, and the Gambians say it's supposed to be 48 hours for you to get into the country. So I just think in that scenario they're trying to play mind game because the game is going to be the next day. And they know that if they win that game, they have opportunity, they have advantage to qualify. So they're trying to destabilize the team of the Gabonese.
Yes.
But Aubameyang, Aubameyang is a big star, and Arsenal will not be happy seeing their captain sleeping on the floor at the airport there. And just say what concerns him. And CAF now are saying that no, you don't need to say that because you are trying to, you're saying other things, and we need to fine you and all this stuff. I just think CAF just took that too far because. You have players, these are top players coming from Europe to come and play for their country, and you expect the country to treat them away, which they did traveling to Gambia. But Gambia feel like they didn't produce the right document for them to go in. So I just feel CAF need to balance it.
He has been fined $10,000 for social media outburst. CAF are saying that tarnished our image. Our honor, I don't know which image to protect that
no, the CAF still have image.
I don't know which image I'm talking about. If a social media, if their president, if the CAF's president right now is been suspended, but now a social media post, CAF have fined one of our top stars, and like Greg Itafe said, but it's not only about the top stars that must get 5-star treatment. Anyone for that matter. If a team is traveling, they deserve to travel properly. You can't have players, it doesn't matter whether they're coming from Europe or they are playing local, sleeping on the floors at the airport. And it was good that the world knew what was happening. It doesn't matter who was at fault, how many hours those test results were supposed to be produced or not. But somehow in the system, there was a weakness there. And that is what Aubameyang was trying to expose. And it's not the first time that we hear such stories. That is why he was trying to say that, look, we are still in the 1990s. Nothing seems
we can
to have
all
changed.
attest, I'm sure.
So, but your thoughts on this sanction?
Yeah.
Is it the right call, from CAF to sanction Aubameyang, or is for them to look at themselves and say, look, we could have done something better, and yes, we welcome any negativity that makes us to improve, because it seems like things need to be shoved under the carpet as far as CAF is concerned.
As Africans, we should not only reject this CAF administration with such a frosted relationship with integrity, but reject the sanctions that have been meted out to the Gabonese Football Association following the tweets and the pictures that were exposed by Aubameyang. Aubameyang is the true ambassador of African football. To any player aspiring to be a football on this continent, I think players of the likes like Aubameyang, De Eto, we should applaud them for standing out for those who cannot say anything because they are scared to be punished or even disbanded from the national team. I would like to condemn the so-called disciplinary committee that meted out that sanction. I think they did not think, even if you have got the rules of royalty and integrity of governing the federation, you have to understand the circumstances under which everything is being done. Yes, we are having the COVID-19 situation. It's affecting both parties, but we have a situation where the players are kept at the airport. They cannot sleep, and they have to play a game the following day. You are not even adjusting the playing time to accommodate the players. No, it's a case of a father coming back home drunk and starting beating his children, and he expects the children to still welcome him back home. It's unacceptable. It has to be condemned, and the kind of leadership we have now at CAF, really, I can't wait for March 21st for the elections.
Yeah, Greg Itafia, look, is it a tactic from CAF to try and silence any opposing voices? Not opposing, but this is not like an opposition kind of stance. This is just a player who's raising the concerns. And I'm sure this is something where CAF could have said, we welcome that.
Yeah.
We have to look at what happened. and maybe even offer an apology to the team Gabon.
I think that was the right thing they're supposed to do. You know, to say, okay, we understand the
Sometimes you
situation.
just have to accept that it was the wrong was on our part.
Up to the extent they won't find the Gabonese FA. You know, which I mean, $50,000 is suspended.
I think 10,000. Yeah.
Is suspended, and I don't.
Gambia was I think they fined them $100,000.
Yeah.
Of which 50,000 was suspended.
So, but I just feel like CAF should accept they are wrong because I mean, you cannot expect top players. Aubameyang is just.
It's not about Etafia. Let me correct you, Etafia.
Yeah.
It's not about being a top player. Any player who's playing on the African competition.
We're using Aubameyang.
No.
As someone that voice. We talk about Dembaba. That.
Yes.
So you always have that one person that's in front.
Yes, but he's not a top player. He's a player representing the rest of the players in this situation.
No, he's a top player.
Top
player.
No,
Captain of Arsenal.
No.
Captain of Gabonese national team. He is the one to say he's a top player.
But he's not the captain of Uganda or the Super Eagles.
No.
So he's a player. So at this moment in time, he's representing the African players to try and rectify the ills that most of the players are going through when they are traveling, not only for the national team, but even club competitions. We are having all these situations happening. So we need a voice. For me, I mean, at this moment in time, I'll be interested in some of us as players who have retired to come up with an organization for players, the on and off issues, to raise some of these issues and advocate for the betterment.
But you have to channel it to the right channels.
I don't think that, this thing of team Greg Itafia, where players have to form some organization on the side. Personally, I don't think that works. I think players just need to get into the structures that already exist. So because the moment you are in your little corners as players, I can tell you it's like you can't get.
They can't get. They don't allow you to get there.
We can't effect changes if we are always speaking as if this is a strange kind of situation for us. We are footballers. We need to be there, Greg Itafia. We need to get in there, get our hands dirty, fight these political battles that are there. And that's the only way we can make changes. But if we have organizations outside of the structures, I can tell you, team,
because when you have got credible organizations, they will identify different leaders who can go into.
But the problem is not allow Timothy
to serve football.
You have that organization. The superior, the ones that already there, they will not allow you to exist. They will make sure that organization exists.
What you're telling, it's not about. You see, what you're telling the system, Timothy, is that we former footballers, we cannot be there. We have to be somewhere where we make commentaries, where we just
commentaries
to situations like this.
You want effect change. Yes. What is important is for Craig Etafia to go back to the Nigerian Football Association. He can't come from an able-bodied body that has groomed him, that has got values, that has got integrity, that can encourage Etafia to go back to Nigeria, to present himself, so that he takes those values back to the NFA. In that, we can be able to contribute to change. Now, when you go, for example, there are so many federations, they have put caps against former players or other individuals to join in, leaders of credibility to join in to stand for leadership. They will say, no, you have not been in football for the last 10 years or 5 years, something like that. We had a case with Ladebe, being barred from standing as a SAFA president because they claim he was not part of football. But he was the captain of Leeds United. He was the captain of Bafana. So it doesn't make sense. So we need such organization to break that barriers, but only credible leaders.
All right, this is African Football. You are watching it. I'm with Timothy Patabaire, Greg Itafia. We shift our gears, our focus now to, again, look at the traveling in Africa, gentlemen. There was a couple of matches in the Champions League where one or two teams found it difficult, visa issues. Sometimes when you look at our continent, geographically, you're like, okay, is it that hard, for us to move around, especially now in the era of COVID, it becomes even harder because even before, these are all issues that have been kind of, derailing our progress. Because you look at the African continent, sometimes you want to divide it into 10, pieces so that things could be manageable. But at the moment, it seems like we are struggling. And again, how difficult, Greg Itafia, is it for things to move around in the African continent? Because sometimes when we want to go and play the Champions League, not the Champions League, the AFCON, Africa Nations Cup in Cameroon, they'll tell us that there's too much rain. We want to go and play some. We need the fans. We want to have one leg. The fans cannot travel. What is it that can Africa do?
I think.
Are we cursed?
Actually, no. Okay, if you can compare, I mean, in Africa, the way the traveling arrangement and the European side, because most of
You can't compare.
You have to fly to go to France.
For you to go to an African country, some country you need to fly to France to go to maybe somewhere in Africa. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, I think CAF need to make a plan, because with this Confederations Cup Champions League is much better because you have some money there. Yes. Confederations Cup is worst because you spend the money until you get to group stages. There's a team in Nigeria, stay in Sokoto, northern part of Nigeria, and they don't have that finance to go and play in Sierra Leone. You know, they have to pass through so country, and you need to get a visa, because you need to get a visa in that country you're going to transit and go to that other country, and they will say that it's a waste of time.
But
they just forfeit the game.
Why can't I don't know, when sometimes when we are these football teams and so forth, are there no special visas that a national team has be given?
No, it's club licensing. I think this is something that is important.
Does the national team have to struggle to get a visa?
You shouldn't, because if your national team, they
especially
have
here in the African continent.
But it's club side.
No,
club side we're talking about now. Club side, there's a lot of people playing in the club side.
I'm saying that a club representing its federation, isn't it?
It's club like
your club from,
It's simple. There's a consulate in every country.
Yeah.
For any particular country you're traveling to. So it comes back to club licensing, the organization of the club, first and foremost, to make sure that all the players have got their passports, their visas are all in order.
Yeah.
Then we come to the issue of finance and resources. Yes, we always complain about finances and everything like that. For how long will that cry be heard? We need to try and get out of the box. If a club is representing a country, they need to engage the government. In those disadvantages.
So you're gonna play a game in next week. You're gonna wait for 6 months.
When did you know?
Because the government, they have to be approved.
When did you know?
Take the paper to this guy here, the next guy here. I'm talking about Nigeria now.
When did you know that you're playing the CAF Champions League?
It's difficult.
When did you know?
You need to.
We should not condone maladministration.
No. You say you should go to government. You have your team. You run your own team.
No.
You say government must help you to because you are presenting.
No.
Because it's not a national team. It's a club side.
No, it's a club side carrying the national flag. So you have to create, as a club, you have to grow that relationship. Identify the companies that can sponsor. If you are an individual, if you have decided to make this as your team, you should make sure that you have got the resources. Find avenues to raise
Timothy, we're talking about...
If not...
I'm talking about CAF Champions League is a different scenario. I'm talking about Confederations Cup. Confederations Cup, you don't get money until you get to the group stages. Now you want to go and meet government because government is approving... Okay, I need to approve this. I need to approve that. Before you approve everything, your game, walk home and away, they beat you, give 6 points.
That's true, but by the time you reach there, you should have known that your team has qualified for the Champions League or the Confederation Cup.
Yeah.
You should know. So there's time to plan.
But Tim, again, I think for me it comes to what CAF can do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the government.
They need to bring money aside.
I feel that if you look at all the money that is there in football these days, with FIFA and everything, I think it's...
With the FA one, they're giving the FA money to...
Not with Ahmad.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That now, it doesn't help Africa when the leadership of CAF is found to be corrupt, like what happened with our president. Because the only way money can flow into football, it is, of course, if there's good governance.
Good governance.
But at the moment, it's difficult. So I think that needs to be sorted out as well.
True.
I'm not sure about the government helping teams. I'm not sure
no, they do.
Anyway,
they do. I'm from Uganda. The government has contributed. It may not be huge, but I'm saying, as football owners, they need to engage because some of these countries, the only source of funding that can be credible is coming from the government. Some of these clubs are government institution owned.
But if
there has to be a budget within.
If you look, Tim, for example, we look at Kenya, for example, where Kenya Airways, I mean, one of the better airlines on the continent. But I can tell you, there are clubs there that are even struggling to fly out to go and play football.
With the Kenya Airways, sir.
With Kenya Airways.
Because there's no administration that has approached Kenya Airways.
You approach them, it take time.
No, yes.
All right, gentlemen,
Bro,
enough of
process.
what is happening on the outside of this country, on the African continent. We've said enough. Now, this is where I want to hear both of you now as I step aside and listen to your comments, your take on what is happening in the DSTV Premiership with regards to Kaizer Chiefs. I think the two of you have to battle it out. I'll be neutral on this. It's a disclaimer on my side for someone who's working also at another club in the DSTV Premiership. Maybe I'm going to take some notes as you guys speak.
For me, with Kaizer Chiefs, I think it's a phase. Which, I mean, you have a coach that left the team. The team finished second last season. The season that just passed, and the same players. And you have a new coach. And the team, the management thought that the new coach can take them further. Further means that they can win the league and they can win some trophy along the way. But all of a sudden, things just fall apart now, and the team looking like, because at this moment, if the league finish now, it's like they're gonna finish in the relegation zone, and which we don't normally associate themselves with. Kaizer Chiefs is a big brand. I just think there's a lot of things going on in that camp. We outsider, we can see what's happening on the pitch. We can only judge them when they play and when they don't win. But for the last game they played, they did. I saw a fighting spirit, from 2 goals down and coming back to draw 2-2. But 6 game play in the league now, I mean, possibly a lot of points to get, but they only have about they have 6 points. It's a 6 point they have now. I think they can do more because you have a lot of international players in that team. I feel sorry for Gavin. When international break comes, a lot of players they go to their country.
So are other teams.
And I just feel like not what to expect from Kaizer Chiefs now, but I think this situation can be fixed.
But you have played under the coach yourself. Right?
Yeah, I play under the coach, and I think he can turn this around. I know for him, he's not happy now. I know I played under him for 9 years. I know how he feels. I know he's a winning coach. He wants that winning mentality to stay all over the team. From the training ground, from the small-sided game, to the league game. I've played under him. I know it's not for sure. Now he's not feeling okay in terms of the result and terms where they are in the position in the league. But it's one coach that can turn things around. If you want to bet your money on someone that can turn this thing around, I think he's the right one. You have the same players, but don't forget there's the top striker. Nokovic is not there, and he can make a difference. We can say, one player cannot. No, he can make a difference because he was a top striker the season that just finished. And with him coming back from injury now, I think he can add value. He might not be the same player who he was before getting injured, but he can contribute with his presence. And Kaizer Chiefs, they strive with set piece and a lot of things. Even the coach, Gavin Hunt. He specializes on that too. I think he can add value, and a lot of defenders will want to mark him because they're scared of him. Because I think he got 13 goals, if not mistaken, last season. And the likes of Billiards and Parker and Castro can benefit from that. Because right now you can know the lineup of Kaizer Chiefs and you can know the bench, but you need a team that can, they're not predictable. You understand. But Kaizer Chiefs for now, I think they always go behind, and which is not Gavin's style. Gavin, he always want to be on the front foot all the time, and I feel sorry for the team generally, but I think they can bounce back.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Kaizer Chiefs.
He's feeling sorry for Kaizer Chiefs for the coach. I'm not sure your take on it, Timothy.
Look, there's nothing surprising the way Kaizer Chiefs is playing, and football is a phase process. So Kaizer Chiefs is going through a phase. Same players last season. Just change of the coach. Now, the expectations are so high when it comes to the fans.
There's no fans in it.
No, wherever they are.
There's
the,
no
the
fans.
pressure.
Just,
The reason why you are talking about that is the expectations to appease the fans. So they don't understand what has to take place for Kaizer Chiefs to become the club that it should be. If you look at their games and how they are playing, drawing, losing some, I think the Gavin Hunt phenomena has taken the shape. His footprints are all over the team, and you can see Is Gehring playing well? Yesterday I was very impressed with the fighting spirit against Black Leopards. Yes, you could see some dropped heads in the likes of Kamabiria. He scored the goal, but you could see everybody is trying, but it's not coming right, and that's expected in a team that is going through that phase of growing. The moment they start winning, it will become a complete team.
Yeah.
Kaizer Chiefs last season, Kaizer Chiefs today. There is no much difference.
There's different.
No, there's
Nokovic is not playing.
No, there's not much difference.
Nokovic is not playing. There's different.
No.
He is the top striker for the team last season.
Is Nokovic a player of Kaizer Chiefs? It's not Kaizer Chiefs.
No.
No.
Why he contributes?
No.
He contributes.
No.
Take out his goals last season and where Kaizer Chiefs is going to end.
No.
Timothy, take out that goals last season.
No.
Where Kaizer Chiefs is going to end.
The players who are on the field of play are mandated to make sure that the badge of Kaizer Chiefs gets the 3 points on any given day.
Yeah.
When Nukovic is selected, he has to make that contribution.
He has to make a
and
big
he
difference.
Makes,
a big difference.
Yes.
But this season he's not there. So we are saying that he is not there, can contribute for this poor form.
that is an assumption. But now we are looking.
We are
looking at this.
But it's a fact. He's not there.
It's like
the team is not doing well.
It's like
he can come there, the team starts winning.
Now we start saying we did not sign players and everything like that. The players you didn't sign are not your players. The players you have, they are yours. Mold them to make sure you get the
is
result.
Kaizer Chiefs player.
Yes, but he's injured.
He's not
available.
playing.
Yes.
I'm saying that, not talking about signing player, I'm saying that if he's in the
it's an assumption that when he's on the pitch, he
last
will
season,
on that given time.
you said last season they did well. They came second.
Yes.
Was he playing or was he not playing?
He was playing.
So, this season is not playing. That's why they're not there. They're not where they are.
Greg Italia, talking about the same player, they've opened talks with this player.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there are other teams also that are after his signature.
No, for now he must just remain because he's just coming from injury now. It's gonna take time. A player coming from injury, first of all you need to get healed. The second thing, you need to be on form again. You need to play games to get your match fitness. Nukovic last season with injury free, and this season that he got injured is a different one. So what they saw for him last season, they saw what they saw for him last season. For them to want to buy him, for them to want to buy him now. But for now, I just think you need to stick with Kaizer Chiefs, take them out for where they are now. You understand where they are now in that position is not the right position for Kaizer Chiefs. For me, particularly,
for me,
the players they have and the coach.
For me, I believe if a player is unsettled, if he shows
no. He's not unsettled. No.
Listen,
they can sell him when he's okay. You can't sell an injured player to the other team.
This is me
as a president of that team.
No, but
you were gonna buy an injured player.
But if he wants him, why not?
No, they can't buy him when he's injured. They can't buy when he's injured.
Let's move on. I want a quick one from you, Timothy Batabaire. Now, the same club, Kaizer Chiefs, they've got a fixture. Last 32, if they win, they get to group stages of the CAF Champions League against Primeiro de Agosto of Angola. The chances of Chiefs?
Yeah, they have all the chances to do. Actually, it's very important that Kaizer Chiefs takes that game very seriously to win. If they do win, that will bring their motivation up. Once you allow your players to play in the CAF Champions League, these games build character. These games make a tremendous change to the squad that you have got. We have seen that with Sundowns. Sundowns is never the same team ever since they took that initiative to take the CAF Champions League seriously. They have, even if they are playing in the CAF Champions League, they are coming back to win the DStv Premier League with ease, irrespective. So it's
not with ease. No.
What do you mean with ease?
There's Swallows there. There's a lot of teams that compete now. So don't say it's ease. It's 2 points. They just need it with 2 points.
I like it when you said the Swallows. Okay, talking about the last but not least, gentlemen, it is the MTN final this weekend. Wafa. And there are two teams there pitting against each other. Celtic against Pirates. How do you see it?
Pirates winning this one. Yeah, straight up.
Okay, let's ask former Bloemfontein Celtics defender and of course the coach, John Maduka.
Captain, my captain.
Captain, your captain. He has done well getting into his second final. How do you see the mood in Celtic's camp, and how do you see it panning out? I mean, they lost against Sundowns last year in the Nedbank Cup. They seem to be doing so well when it comes to cup competitions.
That loss against Sundowns
Yes.
was a little bit debatable.
Oh,
No, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. Just tell us now the chances of
No.
Celtic, and of course, your former
From
teammate,
that
your
game-
captain,
from-
John Maduka.
From that game, then, it's giving us how Celtic is playing. 90% of everyone is saying Pirates will win.
not 90%.
So,
99%.
no.
Don't put
They are the underdogs.
99%.
Of course, the underdogs tag is
It's only
heavily-
you,
is
1%.
heavily
He's
on
the
Celtic.
1%.
Oh,
That
he's 1%.
is the only 1%.
No,
He's-
he's a bit biased. He's a former Celtic player.
In 2005,
Yes.
were the underdogs against the cup specialists, Pitso Mosimane,
Okay.
in Porchester.
Yes.
And we beat Supersport.
And you beat Supersport.
And
Yes.
John Maduka, the current coach
Oh, yeah.
of Bloemfontein Celtic, now is at the helm.
Oh.
Now, he has tested defeat at the
Yes.
finals.
Yeah.
Now he's coming to these finals. I can tell you, the way he has structured his team, it is well structured.
Yeah.
The players believe in themselves. They understand themselves.
Yeah.
He has bred a very good team of youth and experienced players. It's a very credible side with Captain Mabena
Yeah.
leading the line, who is a former Pirates player. I can tell you at this moment in time, give me Esingoba as the center referee.
Okay, talking about
Everything's
captains. Talking about captains. There's Mabena.
Celtic is winning.
If Celtic wins, there's Timothy saying that no, Mabena would easily lift that trophy. What is going to happen at the opposite side, Orlando Pirates?
No.
When they win the cup.
No, it's easy. If Jele is not playing, if he's not playing, Tyson is playing. After they win the trophy, he must just give the handband to what they call it, to Happy Jele, and to lift the cup. It's easy. It's just normal. There's a club captain and there's a game captain.
This is looking
So,
like
Jele-
the Black
I think
Stars
Jele
now.
is a club captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he the-
I think
Are
on
you
the
sure
pitch,
he's the club captain or is the team
Tyson
captain?
is the captain. So after the game, because when you win,
Yeah.
the lineup, give Jele, let him really, he deserves that.
Tim, is that how it operates when you've got the club captain and also the team captain? Is there such thing as club captain and team captain?
I'm told somebody made mention of Jerry's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
It's a corridors of
no.
power. So-
Let's say he's playing. Both of them are playing.
If he's playing,
on the day,
he's
yes.
the captain.
Or the other one maybe sitting on the bench.
Jerry is-
Because I've
Jerry-
seen
Jerry-
as well in
Jerry-
tournaments where
Jerry is the captain.
where there's a captain and they normally share the other one hand on
No,
the
no.
trophy. The
There's
other
no
one.
sharing. The captain lifts the trophy.
Which captain?
Jerry lifts the cup.
Or
No, if
even
he's
if he
not
doesn't
playing
play.
on the day.
Even if he doesn't play.
He will be there on the podium.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he gets to.
So you're saying Pirates is winning now?
Then
Are you saying Pirates is winning now?
We are explaining.
Pirates win.
Are you saying Pirates is winning now?
So we are trying to explain.
Thank you, Mr. Tim. Take care.
No, Bloemfontein Celtic.
Okay, so Pirates winning.
Baka.
And
Celtics winning Bloemfontein.
which team
Baka,
was
Baka, Baka,
the
Baka.
latest? Which team was the latest on the finals?
All right.
What latest?
So
There we
Bloemfontein
are,
Celtic was
gentlemen.
here.
Check the league log. Check the league log. You see who is going to win that.
All right. All right,
Can
gentlemen.
Etafia put his head on the block?
No, my head is on the block.
All right,
99%.
all right, guys,
Pirates.
we are going to witness and see who actually has got it right as far as the prediction
Masekolala.
is concerned. But we've come to the end of our show. Exciting show like we promised. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. Who you was watching from home, of course, my thanks to Timothy Batabaire, Greg Itafia, myself, Elasto Capoeja, bidding you farewell, saying, have yourself a very good evening.
And keep safe.